It's been a kind of productive week for me, actually. I was always concerned how productive I would be if I was ever in an unemployment situation, which is kind of what I'm in right now, given that I'm on break from classes until end of September, and I don't have anything else going on. But I have been able to kind of each day either do something creative or something productive, whether that's like cleaning the house. Like I cleaned out the closet in my room for the first time since I moved here a year ago. So that feels good. I didn't finish, but I got like most of the way there, but then I got tired because it was late. So I stopped doing it. But I've also I laid some Ethernet cable, which is nice because I've wanted to do that for a long time, especially because I've got a new computer on the way. I've had this one for 10 years now, and it's starting to feel its age, especially when I try to render a video and it takes forever. So that might be nice to have, just a new desktop tower to help with that process. I've done so many things on like the New Year's resolution bingo. Like I beat Dokapon Kingdom finally. I had 2 different save files that were both like stuck at the top of the Tower of Rabble. So I just powered through that, and that felt great. We did the Banks Vernonia Trail, biked that, 45 miles I think total that day. So that was fun. I beat an entirely different GameCube game, one that I had beaten before, so it doesn't qualify for the square to beat a GameCube game that I have not ever finished. That would be Custom Robo is what's going to be next to play. I started watching anime again. I'm rewatching the first season of The Devil is a Part-Timer because apparently there is a second and third season that people hate, and I really wonder why I didn't intentionally try to look up the ending. I was trying to look up the ending video, the ending credits, and that Google search obviously meant that I wanted to look for the end, which bummed me out because it's not what I wanted. But in all things, I've been productive. Also went to the dentist and I hated that. So yeah, it's been productive, and it's going to continue to be productive when we get here into MyGM. Hello, breadfiesta here, and welcome back to Let's Play WWE 2K23 MyGM. In the last recording session, the last few episodes, we began the WCW playthrough here. And as you can see, it's going great. We're behind second place by 20,000 fans. We're behind first place by, looks like 78,000 fans. It's fine, because this is just how I play, is I play conservatively to start. We saw at the last live event was Extreme Rules, where we saw NXT book their entire show as backstage matches, which burned through not only all of their money, but also all of their stamina of their stars. So they're going to kind of burn out real quick here, I think, which will allow us to be able to lift up and kind of pass both Raw and NXT here and bring WCW, Ella Rubau's WCW, to the top. And boy, have I really let some of my worst kind of gaming tendencies out in this playthrough, in that I am not at all interested in the optimal way to play the game. And as you'll see, when I cut in the emails for week 6, let's just do that and we'll pick up after that. And before we go, we're going to do our emails and the shakeup in St. Louis, Missouri. Triple H says, I'm a little concerned that you're falling off pace compared to NXT. You need to do better. I'm working on it. A Legend Whisperer card. It'll allow you to hire any available legend free of charge. Okay, so another legend. Manhattan. See those ratings? That's how the pros put on a show. Even a GM like you can get lucky. I doubt you'll be able to put it. Honestly, yeah. You're just mad you lost. Have fun being second best. Well, you spent all your money. Why is Jerry Lawler messaging me? What's up? It's so good to finally get to talk to you. I got your number from your assistant. I hope you don't mind. Who's my assistant? I'm Jerry the King Lawler. You may have heard of me. No? I'm a pretty big deal on the internet. Yeah, I'm sure you know how to use the internet. You can hire me for free. You're hired. Yeah. All right. Welcome to the show, Jerry the King Lawler. Yeah. He's an optimistic 3 out of 5 promo. It's not a bad pickup. Damon Kemp is sick of working for Heathman. Oh, I thought your show was so good. He's annoyed. He'll become happy. He's 3 out of 5 promo. Honestly, this is not such a bad get. 109K and I'll sign with WCW starting next week. Yeah, okay. All right, good to be part of the team. Major increase to Damon Kemp's morale. Yeah, he's happy now, so welcome to the team. Oh, goodness gracious, overtime. The contracts of all... See, if I had more legends, then this would be great. Your most popular male and female superstars each lose 35, and your least popular each gain 50. So that would be JC Jane would jump up a whole... Yeah, Becky Lynch would lose a lot, and JC Jane would gain a ton. And then on the men's side, Argus would lose a bunch, and then Jerry the King Lawler would gain a bunch. And that one's not worth it. It has to be overtime. That's just straightforward. I mean, I win now. So that's great. And I've already got all my... Everything's good. Yeah, everything's great. Good job, me. So here's our roster. We have 24 currently on the roster with a 25th in Damon Kemp on his way. And we also got a second Legend Whisperer card. So Triple H wants us to sign another one. I believe, I do not want to exit. 26 stars on the roster would be the biggest roster I've ever had. And I think we're going to just need to pivot some stuff as we figure things out. I'd like to sign... If I'm going to have to sign a legend, I'd like to sign another specialist because we do have overtime now. Now, we already have a Miz, so we don't need the Miz. I wanted to see if there was another women's specialist. I think there would only be one. I think it's Asuka. But she's not here on the list today. Super Cena is, though, and I'm not opposed to that. I might also, like, for the first time ever in playing this, like, release some talent. But I had some ideas, so I don't want to do that just yet. So just going to really quick review kind of what my existing feuds are. So we do still have the women's tag feud in Quaid, Northern Light, and Cut Vortex. So that's going to hang on. We have... Here, can I actually... Yeah, like this. Sammy Vortex also has one with Donna Matrix, but I don't think I'm going to do anything with that. We do have Danielle Wallace and Quinn B, so I'm going to stick with that. We also have Alice Justice and Vicky McLeod, so I might stick... it's level 2, so I'll stick with it. I do have an idea to pivot with Ali Brawler. So what I'm thinking is, with the women on here, I was going to do Becky Lynch and Clubberella as my world title feud. We got the tag title feud still. And then I was going to do I was going to turn Allie Brawler heel and have her actually partner with JC Jane, and then do Matrix Fury, the Teachers Union versus the Hat team. That's the story. And I think that just leaves Cinnamon Garrett out. 100 stamina. So I might let her go. Because I don't think her team with Vicky McLeod was any good anyway. Yeah, we'll see. For the men, we have Damon Kemp on the way. Didn't pay attention to what Damon's stats are. But we also, the only thing we have is Gable Suplex. So I might just hang on to that. For our world title feud, I could do Giant. I could do Gulak. Gulak and Argus. I'm not opposed to that. And then maybe since I brought on Jerry the King Lawler, could have him run against Adrian Buck. It's not a bad idea. And then that would leave Cortman versus Xanadu. And then who am I leaving out? Kombucha and Damon Kemp, I guess. You know what? I do actually know what Damon Kemp is because I was interested in the draft. Heel fighter. Okay. I have a different idea then. Xanadu and Kombucha will fight. And then... yeah, okay. I will piece this together. Cortman is going to take Kemp. Okay. I need to do stamina check. Sakura has to rest this week. I would like Adrian Buck to rest, and I would like Clay Cortman to rest. So Cora is probably just going to be off the show entirely. And then, yeah, okay. I think I have ideas here. I don't think I need to sign anybody, especially because our money situation is less than ideal. We've been spending a lot. So, okay. I did the logistics. I just presume those are going to be correct. And if I were to get any of these, I would get Health Spa 3. What's our deal? Have a Hell in a Cell match for Vito Star. Don't care. Do I have anybody who's looking for anything from me? Does not appear to be so. Okay. Let's get some matches going, huh? Let's do a tag team. Let's get these going first. We're going to do a role change on Allie Brawler. Oh, thank you, Xavier Woods. We are going to do another role change on Clay Cortman. And then we are going to do a call out. Stamina. We're going to do Lawler calling out Adrian Buck. And then let Adrian rest. And we might move some stuff around here. Like that, I think. Okay, now we can do some stuff. I want to do... Let's just put this Gable suplex match on. They both have decent stamina. It's just something to do. Cloverella has 63 stamina. Becky has 53. Alright, main event. Becky Lynch. I could even put it for the title. Give her a rematch. Their staminas are going to be shot, but that's fine. B and Wallace. They could do Hell in a Cell. And then Buck is resting. I would like to do... I kind of want to rest Argus. I don't really have a spot for him. Maybe I make this like a fatal 4-way just so I can get more things on the card. Suppose I could do this. And just run Vortex Matrix. This also gives the specialist boost, so this will boost the women. Just so I'm not leaving too many people off the card. Make this also a... Try something else. Tag team. These two. I could just run this proper. Because, yeah, if... B and Wallace is already at level 3, so that's fine. They can just do their thing. Let's consider that, and then... Buck has to rest. Quaid, Northern Lights. Quaid, Northern Light versus the Teachers Union. Just exploring things here. We need to rely, with such a big roster, we need to rely more on tag teams. could do a run-in and just not worry about this tag feud, because this isn't really the tag feud I want. I want to have them go against Ali and JC, ultimately. So I could have B run in on Wallace again. Is B's stamina alright? Oh yeah. Yeah, this is fine. I don't think I need to do Clay Corbin this week. I think I could instead do... Nope, call out Gulak, call out Argus. Yeah, something like this. I think this is better. This seems to set up some stuff. I'm just gonna wait, what was this for? Veto Star, I don't care about that. What sort of things do I need to do? I need to book tables matches, so I could just have an opener table match. I also need to do Hell in a Cell matches. So maybe I do that. And then just have Gable rest. Because he will super need it, because he's also a specialist, so. Got the optional bonus. We don't have 2 level 2 or higher rivalries on the card because I dropped all the rivalries. Which is fine. I could do the concert hall, but I need money. Like, if we just do a quick, I don't have my calculator with me. All right, mental math here. $3,750 at $6 is going to be, well, let's just round up. 4,000. 4 times 6 is 24. $24,000. Whereas this, it's already the Fleet Center. I gotta have the money. And then for the show quality, it's 8 versus 9%. We just don't get the +1 popularity, but that's fine. Okay. Can I afford to buy this health spa? Yeah. It's fine. Should I do anything else? Should I give anybody a health spa right now? I don't think so. Okay. Our arena's good, our crew is good. We've got our matches, I think, are in the correct order. Now they're in the correct order. Because even though the popularities are slightly higher on this one, it's face-face. And then this will just be, it's a title match. It's with our most popular person. And this is Hell in a Cell, so it should be good. Okay. This is where we start to turn it around. I think. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. St. Louis, Missouri, welcome to WCW. Ella Rubau's WCW. We welcome you to the show, and before we can even get started, we see the Hell in a Cell descending. What sort of feud has really reached this level? You think it might be Danielle Wallace and Quinn B, but when they're interviewed backstage, Quinn B says, I don't have that kind of money. And Cash Suplex then walks in and says, but I do. That's right, Cash Suplex is paying for Hell in a Cell so that he can beat up Chad Gable, who took his title last week. And so we're going to see that match here. Chad Gable, one of our new tag team champions, is going to be battling Cash Suplex, who wins in Hell in a Cell.
1, 2, that's it. Ring the bell.
Chad Gable, your tag team champion. Rivalry grows. 3.5 stars only. Okay. All right. So this is a level 2 feud. Gable defeats Suplex. 3.5 stars only. I wanted it to be more. Well, I mean, it shows again the new tag team's dominance. Joining the show, a local talent from St. Louis, Missouri, which is kind of near Nashville, Jerry the King Lawler. Just a nobody in this universe, but he wants to be somebody. After all, he is a king, and he knows that WCW values royalty, as per Quinn B we saw earlier. And he says that the thing about being from St. Louis and or Nashville is that you got to know how to be hardcore. And I, Jerry, the King of Hardcore, Lawler, am going to be your new hardcore champion. So calling out Adrian Buck, who has been dominant, undefeated so far. And it's a good promo. Level 1, Lawler calls Buck. All right. I believe this is a rematch from a couple weeks ago. Yes. So Danielle Wallace and Alice Justice, they had teamed together. They're two new upstarts looking to really make a name for themselves on the roster. And they are going to get a rematch against Vicky McLeod and Cinnamon Garrett. And wouldn't you know, Quinn B still is pestering Danielle Wallace and stinging her as they're trying to have their match. So will this match result the same way? It does. Disappointing. But you know what? You know what? Do I want that? Yeah. Okay. McLeod, Garrett defeats Justice, Wallace with a run-in from B, 1.5 stars. And it does grow that to a level 4 feud. What did it do last time? It was a 2-star match last time, so the crowd liked it even less. Allie Brawler, who last week tried to make fun of JC Jane's hats and stomp on them in a really embarrassing display, decides to lash out at the crowd and be like, fine, you want me to wear JC Jane's hat? I'll wear JC Jane's hat. And she swaps out her own hat for JC's hat and is upset with the crowd and just storms off. So a heel turn for Allie Brawler, who has yet to compete in the match. Number 1 contenders match, let's say. We've got Nova NL and Whitney Quaid, who have lost the titles. They're really still trying to find their place, find their character, find their personality. Nova tells us backstage that she's been doing a lot of streaming actually since the live event. So she's been getting into gaming. And Whitney Quaid is trying to figure out what Nova sees in that. But they are going to be facing the Teachers Union in Donna Matrix and Christina Fury, obviously. And Christina Fury is a teacher of martial arts, and Donna Matrix is a teacher of something else. And I think, let's see. Yeah. Matrix and Fury actually have beaten Garrett and McLeod before. So this makes sense logically from a booking perspective. It's two faces, so the match isn't going to be that great, I don't think, but probably still going to be better than the match before it, I bet.
Two. That's it. Ring the bell.
And Quaid and Quaid and NL in a 1.5 star match, but they do get another shot at the titles. That's how that's going to work. Quaid, NL, defeat Fury and Matrix in a 1.5 star match that Triple H is surely going to yell at me for. Sure. After Chad Gable's dominant performance in Hell in a Cell, he and Gulak are celebrating. Gable's obviously pretty exhausted. He figures he's still going to be dealing with Cash Suplex and his Butler Kombucha for a bit. But Gulak says, you know what, if you've got that, I think I'm going to try to do something great. And the crowd doesn't really pick up on what he's putting down. So Gulak calls Argus for nothing. And in your main event, a title rematch. Becky Lynch debuted at Extreme Rules and showed all these young up-and-comers what's up and what a champion looks like. And Clubberella, who has spent the bulk of the last month attacking fans, still believes she deserves to be the champion. And so she's going to get this title match, and we'll see if she can regain the title. We'll see what happens between these two stars. Becky Lynch retains and does start a new feud and a 3-star match that works for me. Lynch defeats Clubberella in a 3-star match to retain the title. It's a show. It's a workable show. Things are moving. All right, we've got this tag team feud still. Oh, this is for the titles, but it's a DQ, so nobody gets the titles. That's too bad. 3.5 stars, though. Carmella's on the show. Good for her. Doink and Stone Cold, also a legend, huh?
1, 2, ring it.
Doink defeats Stone Cold. Of course he does. Mansoir. Good for him. Shanky and Madcap Moss, Kit Wilson and Uncle Howdy. It really feels like the AI, even though I presented like the local talent to be like the star of this season, the AI is really trying to get away from using them, because other than the main event here and in the opener, not really seeing a lot of them. This is a tag team match that potentially some people could get injured in, but they don't. Brute Force and Lurch Evans. Oh, also Tiffany Stratton said some stuff. This is for the U.S. Championship, and Brute Force, your new U.S. champion. And it's amazing. Just a normal match, huh? We really stink, don't we? Okay. NXT, small arena, by the way. So, money troubles, huh? Smooth Butch, Orikawa, and Dark. Risk of injuries. Smooth Butch wins. It's amazing. And no injuries. Randy Orton, a young Randy Orton, is here. Damon Kemp, who is in just a normal match, so his stamina will be fine once he joins our show.
1, 2, that's 3, bell.
Oh, but he loses on the way out. And it's good. Jerry Hattrick is weak. Go figure. This is a match. Cameron Grimes is on the show now.
That's 3, ring it.
Bad Bunny and so is Skoa. Biggie and Grimes, okay. Candice LeRae is okay. And Beth Spartan is also okay. And title match, look at their popularities.
1, 2, that's 3,
Ignition retains. 4.5 star classic. We got stomped this week. Okay, what happened? Just popularities on this one. Yeah, Chad Gable needs to absolutely rest this week. Okay. Here, 1.5 star performance. So they just didn't try. do. This one, it was the role matchups that really kind of stopped it here. And then tag chemistries are no good. And then this match, just low performance again. Becky needs to rest. Okay. And we have Lawler Buck and nothing else. Okay. Well, 91 rating score, 38,500 fans. We gained $34,000. So who the hell is this Jerry the King Lawler? Says bad. Do I say that word? I don't know. It's on the screen. And it's in the next, two. Okay. Badass figure for Spain or extrasensory perception. Thank you for watching. Please stop swearing on my channel. Badass Clash 91 says, holy crap, Quinn just blindsided Danielle. Well, why just censor yourself there? Thank you for watching. Beautiful Foundation Brand says, Gable is going to get run into the ground carrying WCW each week. Definitely earned a break. I agree. Thank you for watching. Body Slam Savage Mega says, I don't know how to feel about Whitney Quaid versus Donna Matrix. I didn't know who to root for. Strange match. I agree. Thank you for watching. Mean Underground 96 says, Gable's winning run continues. Is it just a lucky streak? I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks for watching. Mr. Business 2000 says, so Nova Northern Light finally snapped that losing streak. Maybe she's turned the corner. Maybe. Thank you for watching. Lucha Clash Musician says, Becky Lynch is still champion tonight. Hashtag WCW. Thank you for watching. At NXT House Mega, never would have expected Ali Brawler to be a bad guy. So thank you for watching our show. Buck Boxers says, you talk a good game, the king, but my fists are going to do the talking next week, as they do. And then Top Rope Dude 98 says, love seeing the growing rivalry with Gable and Cash Suplex get the spotlight on WCW. It sure did. 105 rating score for Raw, 52,000 fans, $77,000. Okay. 112 rating score for NXT, nearly 60,000 fans, $62,000. We got to get it together, huh? Vito Star. Pre-match physio for doing the tag champ thing. Yeah, we're 100,000 fans behind. We'll figure it out. Our popularities are going to skyrocket with all this super specialist whatever stuff. Orlando, Florida is where we're heading for this one. Orlando, Florida. Triple H says, we've just brought a new physical trainer on staff. He's worked with a ton of major sports brands, cutting edge stuff. We can loan him to your brand to help train some of your superstars to help them recharge and recover most of their stamina. This might be good. They'll have to sit out of the show. You have him long enough to train Becky Lynch and Chad Gable for $30K. I think that's fine because I was going to rest both of them this week anyway. So, yeah. And that's going to be a huge boost to them. I'll let people up top know you'll be taking him. You're the people up top. Thank you. Hi, Rubao. Great to be joining you at WCW. I'm ready to go and looking forward to my first match. His popularity's great, so this is going to be good. I have literally nothing about his personality in real life. Ali Brawler. Hey, boss, I have a proposition for you. How about you and I have ourselves a little partnership in the next few weeks? You have my back and I'll have yours. When did your popularity get to be 55? You've been booed every single week. But you know what? You got yourself a partnership. Will I remember to edit out that sneeze? Ensure that your least popular available bruiser is in a match this week. For To the Moon, I need that. Who's our least popular available bruiser? Jerry the King Lawler. Congratulations on your match. Power cards. We got Beginner's Luck. That's a great card. Health Spa. Okay. Let's do all our other checks. Let's check our morales here. Lowest morale is Vicky McLeod. You just won a match. Chill. bunch of people in kind of that satisfied range, but it'll just take some time. A little better in the middle. And then let's do a stamina check. Yeah, look, Becky's all the way up to 89, Gable's up to 76, and then they'll also gain some, I believe. So Becky will probably be at 100. So I'll just have Suplex sit out, and then I can have Gable and Suplex just beat each other up again. Alice is the one who needs the most rest, so I might just have Vicky call her out and just... Yeah. Okay. Oh, Cinnamon Garrett, what am I going to do with you? Let's really quick, because I totally forgot to sign Super Cena. He's still there, at least. Is Asuka here? No. Wouldn't have needed to look. I would have just been able to see him. Okay. By the way, managed roster, Damon Kemp is my most popular available star. All right. Heel fighter. Okay. What do I want to do? We're gonna do, let's see here. Just gonna explore some stuff, not committing to this. We're gonna put, where are you at? Gulak. I could do a fatal 4-way here, and then do Damon Kemp, and then who's a face? Xanadu. Something like this. I think that'll be a great match for the main event. And we are also going to do a Clay Courtman calling out Damon Kemp, and I'll turn Clay next week. Let's see here. Do a call out Clubberella on Becky. And then we should have just people in matches. Let's do a tag team. Let's do JC and Allie Brawler. And I want them to go against Alice and Danielle. Do I, or do I want them to go against the teachers union? Let's cancel this. Who did I see for morale was at the lowest? So Alice is actually happy, and Danielle is moderate. Where's both of our teachers union? So Allie Brawler, JC Jane versus, we'll do this. Using GM interference, blah, blah, blah. Yep. And make sure, you know, let's just do this now. Let's just commit to it. Coast to coast. Okay. also want to do Lawler and Buck. That match is probably going to go here. Right here. And then we got left. Could do the other women's I could do the, yeah. Champs versus Quaid Northern Light. Windy Quaid's getting popular. And who we have left? We have Vicky. Oh, Cinnamon Garrett. What do I do with you? Cinnamon Garrett's a fighter. Yeah. Because otherwise Zaya would be. Lacey is probably the best, but or a legend. Face Bruiser is Alba Fire. It's a 4 promo skill, I believe. Yeah. Sort my stamina here. Let's rest Vicky. She's fine. Let's do. I could just do an advertising promo for Garrett. Because I get free advertising booking. That stinks, actually. Oh, I'm gonna get this to the moon also. That's actually kind of awesome. So I'll also get it to the moon for this. So I'll have 2 the moons. Oh, right. Things. Is it worth it to do Capital Wrestling Center, save a little bit of money? I mean, we're losing out on 5,000 times 7. $35,000. 25,000 because it's 10,000 or 50. Losing out 5,000 times 7 is $35,000. That's $15,000 cheaper. So $20,000. We're losing out on $20,000 by doing this, but we'd also get people would get a popularity boost. So I think it might be worth it. And then who do I want to be on the show? I'll just do this just to have something going. Because, yeah, getting 5 challenges. I'll eventually get this going. And tables matches will probably just happen. Do I want to do any specialty matches this week or just like save stamina? think I do just want to save stamina here. Not that I'm really using the overtime too much, which is, again, saving stamina. So I think we're fine. Do I buy this? Do I use any health spas for the people who are left? No, they'll all be fine. Who is my... Oh, my lowest is... JC. At 12 popularity. That would only bump her up to 27. So I'm not going to waste money on that. I will waste money on this, though. Yeah, just a cheap little show. Save us some money. Get us some popularity. I think this is fine, because this should ideally do... Because if this builds Clay, Cortman, Damon, Kemp, then the only options here would be... Because you can't do Argus and Jake Xanadu as a feud. So the only options then are Gulak and Argus or Gulak and Xanadu, which I don't think it would do Gulak Xanadu. I think it would do Gulak Argus, especially because the call out. So I'm just going to count on that being what happens. I think it'll just be a good match regardless. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. We're trying something here. Do I just do advertising? Yes, thank you. Okay. Just make us a little bit more money. Okay. I think this is fine. I think it is a reasonably booked show. In Orlando, Florida, where it is hot like it is here today in Portland, Oregon. Welcome, Orlando, Florida, to WCW. We hope you're having a good night. We hope you're staying cool here in the Capitol Wrestling Center. We're taking it a little bit tighter, a little more intimate. We hope you'll enjoy the show. Last week, Whitney Quaid and Nova NL became your number one contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships. And so they're going to be going up against Sammy Vortex and Cora Cut once more. Cora and Sammy have been kind of dominant with their mystical shenanigans. And as they're kind of celebrating in the ring, celebrating all their successes as they are champions, so they're right to do so. Nova and Whitney come out, and Nova says, "Hey, one of you griefed me during my stream last night." I think that's a term. Griefing is like when you go onto a server and you destroy somebody's work. So that happened, and Nova believes that it was... She believed that it was Cora, because she doesn't believe that Sammy Vortex knows how to use a computer, which of course insults Sammy Vortex, because of course she knows how to use a computer. It's 2025. She may be a shadow demon, but that doesn't mean she's tech illiterate. And Whitney Quaid is just backing up Nova. So we're going to have a non-title match here, an exhibition, to see where this feud goes as we approach insert live event on week 10.
1, 2, that's 3. Bring it.
And the challengers pick up a win, and it's good. This is promising. Level 3 feud. Quaid. We don't necessarily have an answer about who griefed NL's server. Defeats Cut and Vortex. in a 3-star match. It's good enough to start the show. Last week, Becky Lynch defeated Clubberella, but Clubberella is not okay with that. And so without her title, she's got nothing to sort of rage against. And so she comes out into the ring, and she's just sort of like ripping at the turnbuckles, like trying to pull the ropes apart, but being constrained into the ring. The crowd breathes a sigh of relief as Clubberella just absolutely has a meltdown about Becky Lynch. Who is not even here today. Like, she's going to see the physical therapist or trainer on staff or whatever inside baseball, inside wrestling. And maybe Cloverella even says that, kind of pulls back the business, which Becky Lynch, being a consummate professional, is going to have some words for that. So, yeah, it's a good promo. Level 2 feud. Clubberella calls Lynch. I need to start writing smaller. Last week, Jerry, the king of hardcore, Lawler, said that he was going to be the next hardcore champion. And Adrian Buck responds this week saying, like, nuh-uh. And so they're going to have a normal match because the title is only defended in hardcore matches. And this is just going to be a normal match to see if Jerry is even good enough to hang with Adrian Buck. Your champion retains. It's a 2-star match, which is better than what we usually do in the mid-card. So, does grow that feud. Buck defeats Lawler in a 2-star match. So, we'll see if their performance is high enough that maybe he can hang, or maybe we'll come up with some other storyline scenario. Cinnamon Garrett, not really been doing a whole lot. She has have a couple of wins teaming with Vicky McLeod. And so she is just going to come out here and advertise WCW. She's maybe got a TV commercial spot with some small brand. Let's go with what's it? It's that week of an advertising in that I can't remember what Cinnamon Gary is advertising. Maybe cinnamon. Makes sense. Last week, Allie Brawler turned her back on the crowd and put on JC Jane's hat and says that, the two of them are going to start working together. And they're booked into a match against Alice Justice and Danielle Wallace, who have been unsuccessful in getting any wins. But we're going to see if they can turn things around against this new team. And during the match, Alo Rubao comes out, the general manager of WCW, wearing one of JC Jane's hats. It seems like a weird sort of favoritism from Ella. Unexpected. But we'll see if this gives... It does not give the Alley Brawlers team any benefits. But hopefully I actually put the GM interference on Alley. We'll find out. If I screwed that up, then whoops. I may be solving my giant roster problem on its own. But Alice and Danielle finally pick up a win, and it does start a new level 2 feud and a 2-star match, which is, again, better than our usual mid-card nonsense. Justice, Wallace, defeat, Brawler. I'm guessing it was right because Ella was on the left side. So, and Jane in a 2-star match. And this will boost. Did I use Coast to Coast? I can't remember if I did. I'm so lost. Clay Cortman, the Miz of WCW, returns. And he comes out to introduce the newest member of WCW. That's right, NXT's own Damon Kemp. And he says, Good luck in the main event. I've got my eye on you, kid. And it's a good promo. People are wondering, what does Clay mean by that? Cortman calls Kemp. And in your main event is a battle to see who is the greatest. Last week, Drew Gulak called out Argus the Great and said that, he wants to do something great. Damon Kemp, obviously debuting here, believes that he's the most popular star to ever set foot in WCW. Conveniently ignoring that Becky Lynch is just not here today. And also Chad Gable is not here today. And then Jake Xanadu, who has repeatedly shown that he is not great, according to Argus. These four are going to have a match, and we're going to see, will Argus settle once and for all that he is the greatest? Or will we see some shakeups? Damon Kemp debuting and winning. Argus Gulak. We do get 2 stars in the main event, huh? Okay. Kemp defeats Xanadu, Argus, and Gulak in a 2-star match. Really? What happened? What happened there? If their performance is like 1 star, I'm going to be perturbed. Here's a tag team match that exists. Lots of low staminas here, risks of injury. But you hardly get injured in tag matches. Doink is here. He is okay. Stone Cold is now facing Mansois. And Mansois wins, even though the crowd didn't seem to really know who he was. Carmella is good. Maya T. Kirk and Liv Morgan. They've been in tag feud for a while, but now they're not. And Liv, but I guess they also have a singles feud, so that's fine. Tiffany continues to be on the mic, and she's okay. And then we're going to see the U.S. Championship defended again against these two. And Lurch Evans gets the title back, and it's going to be a classic match. Classic. NXT promoted to the big arena. They've been able to save up some money. Tag team tables match. Risk of injury for Big E. Solo Sikoa and Bad Bunny win. And it's amazing, and Grossbet's level 4. Andrea Cannons is embarrassing. That sucks. Braid in the Dark and The Undertaker with Jerry Hattrick running in. Okay. Undertaker wins. And it's okay. Butch, your tag champ and world champ, is good. Rich Odikawa and Jackson Smooth have a rivalry. Odikawa wins. And it grows the rivalry and doesn't injure anybody. Kevin Owens wants to fight Butch, and it's excellent. And then these two in a normal match. And Zelina finally defeats Ignition, and it's amazing. Well, all right. Popularities are getting up there, slowly but surely, even despite middling tag chemistries. This one, a little bit for Jerry Lawler. Bunch of 3-star performances, huh? JC Jane only jumps up to 16 popularity, so that stinks. But decent tag chemistry, at least. Well enough tag chemistry. Minuses. JC actually loses morale for some reason, even though she won the match, which is not how I feel like that should go. And then here, of course, a 2-star performance in what should have been a much better match. Maybe I could have made this a tables match. But look at those popularities. We're getting into the 70s, even Jake Xanadu getting something out of this, so we're figuring stuff out. 92 rating score, our best ever, 39,000 fans. $87,000 dues. At Legend Warrior 89. Wow, amazed to see Jerry Lawler on WCW. He's such a cult figure. A cult of hardcore. Thank you for watching. At Super Concerto Max says, if you ask me, El Rubao is playing with fire. Not the smartest move to interfere in a match and pick favorites on your own team. I'm aware. Thank you for watching. At Giant Music 87, JC and Allie work really well as a tag team. Okay, that works. Thank you for watching. At Dr. Striker 97, already a doctor. Despite what, if you were born in 97, then that would make you 28 years old. So I suppose it could be. Why is WCW having Jake Xanadu and Argus the Great fight each other again? Their rivalry just got resolved at the last live event. I'm aware. Thank you for watching. Pay attention to the story, though. At Hacksaw Commissioner Kevin Owens says, JC and Allie versus Alice and Danielle was so bad-tempered. Their next meeting is going to be a real grudge match. I'm sure it will. Thank you for watching. At Baddest Unprettier 98 says, Whitney sells the store with Cora. Cut. Whitney Quaid sells the score with Cora. Cut. Great. Thank you for watching. At Summer Mayer in England or English says, kind of average match, but there was no love lost between Argus and Gulak. Made things interesting. Okay. Thank you for watching. At Rambling Machine on television says, Kemp proving himself the best of the bunch in that fight. Thank you for watching. At High Flyer Kicks, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs says, Sammy and Cora Cut worked okay as a tag team, I guess. It's better than they were before. Thank you for watching. Jerry Lawler says, Adrian Buck is such a pathetic cheater. Going to be destroyed next time if the ref does his job properly. Sour grapes. When Adrian responds, Jerry the King Lawler doesn't know what hit him. Thank you to the fans for the support. You're welcome. All right. How much did we lose? 108 rating score, 58,000 fans. $49,000 dues. Somebody's good at... Lurch Evans is good at tables matches. 112 rating score, nearly 59,000 fans. $85,000. And Damon Kemp says NXT is too small a stage for me, so I'm moving on to bigger and better things so long. Bigger and better, as in the last place show. We get to the moon for the commissioner goal. And, okay, I thought we would get for something else as well. But, yeah, there we are in third... Wait. Why are our fans so much closer to Raw? What happened? Why are we only 3,000 behind? We lost, like, super bad. Did we gain a bunch of fans randomly? I'll have to pay attention to that in editing. I'm going to break the recording and then continue here. One moment.